Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm back with another Dying Light 2 video. In this video, I'm going to share my early thoughts on Dying Light 2. Now this week has been really great for the Dying Light community because we all saw different types of gameplay on the channels, on a lot of different channels. This actually gave us a good idea about the game. So before I share my thoughts on this game, let's talk about today's sponsor, Opera GX. Opera GX is a browser that I've been using for almost a year now. I love this browser. This browser is actually insane. It's made for the gamers, and I'm not just saying it. This browser has features that makes this browser a must-have for all the gamers. Features like GX Control that lets you have total control over how much CPU or RAM your browser actually uses. Like for example, I like to listen to music or watch a video while playing a game, and my default browser has always been Chrome. But back then when I had 16 gigabytes of RAM, well, Chrome used to consume a lot of RAM and CPU, which caused my game to start lagging, and in some cases my PC would just freeze. So now I've been using GX Control feature to limit the RAM and CPU so my gaming experience is not compromised. Also, this comparison should give you an idea about what I'm talking about. The browser has another feature called Network Limiter. This basically lets you limit the bandwidth used by your browser. So this can be handy if you're playing an online game or let's say you're streaming. It's also something people with limited data would love. Also, here's a comparison with Chrome, and it's clear who wins here. Also, the browser offers another cool feature for music lovers called GX Player, which lets you play music from Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube Music. Just log in, listen to the music, and if for some reason you decided to play a YouTube video, well, don't worry, GX Player will automatically pause the music for you. Isn't that amazing? Well, I use YouTube Music, but if you want, you can use all three of them all together. Another feature that I find really handy is the integration of social media channels on the sidebar. So, with just one click, you can browse Facebook, Discord, WhatsApp, and many other social sites without having to open another tab. You can do this while watching your favorite show or browsing a site. Now, these are just few features I talked about. There are many more insane features that you need to try yourself, and I bet this will be your default browser once you start using it. Also, a good news for the mobile gamers. Opera GX is now officially available on mobile devices, and the best part, you can link your mobile version with the desktop version. That is so cool. So remember guys, no gamer should be left without the Opera GX browser. Imagine Twitch and Discord integration, award-winning design, a built-in VPN, all of that completely for free. So what are you waiting for? Download this awesome browser from the link in the description or from the pinned comment, and also let me know how many of you guys are already using this browser so we can spot the legends. Now, let's talk about Dying Light 2 and we'll discuss about the important things only. Now, when you first get into the game, you get an intro talking about the virus and how the virus has spread over the 15 years. Also how the civilization fell apart, and then a close-up to Aiden entering the city. Also, the city is divided into 7 sections, but in this build, people only got access to 2 of them. First being the Old Villador, which is basically like slums, and the second one was Central Loop that actually had huge skyscrapers, and it was mostly like Old Town. Now remember, there are 7 different sections, so a lot of places will differ. Now right off the bat, you could tell the developers have put in a lot of effort into this game because the game was well optimized, and also this game won't feel completely different as people would have thought. But in fact, it's actually very familiar. If you have played Dying Light well above 500 hours mark, then you should be good with handling parkour and you will be familiar with a lot of things. For someone like me with almost 7k hours on this game, it was really easy to get a hang of it. Now I have spent 2 years playing Dying Light on PlayStation 4, that too 14 hours a day. I know that sounds really ridiculous, but I love this game and I couldn't stop myself from playing it. Now what I'm trying to say is that I'm actually really surprised to know that Dying Light 2 actually runs smooth with 30 FPS on PlayStation 4 Pro. How did they actually achieve this? Well, what I think is that they used a very clever trick that Timon mentioned a while back in an interview. So basically, when your in-game character looks at a location in a certain direction, the game would actually load that particular area smoothly while reducing the texture quality and render distance behind you. The things you're not looking at, the texture quality get decreased and the render distance is decreased. So this actually saves up a lot of memory, hence giving you more FPS and making your game run smoother. Smart Techland, and also source for this information will be linked in the description. Now, we don't know anything about the base PlayStation 4 gameplay, so I won't be commenting on that. But for PlayStation 4 Pro, this sounds like a good news. Anyways, the gameplay you all saw on my channel was recorded from PC. The PC was high-end and we were getting a solid 60 FPS in the game, which explains the game is well optimized. Obviously, there were some bugs here and there like texture glitching, grass on invisible surface, and there were some places where Aiden would get stuck. Anyways, Techland is aware of this and is most likely fixed by now since we were playing a 1-month-old build and it's hard to say anything. Now everyone is talking about what they liked about the game. Well, I'm gonna start with what I did not like and then I'm gonna move to what I liked. So first thing, Techland removing the sprint button was something I did not like. Like, I understand, the more you run, the more momentum you build, the faster you run. But then again, there will be places I want to run fast and the game won't let me do that. The devs are trying to make the game more realistic, but hey, in real life I can sprint when I want to, right? So having that control in the game would be cool. The next thing I didn't like was the HUD. Well, the HUD is the most hot topic this week. Some dislike it and some were fine with it. So here's my take on the HUD. There is so much thing happening on the screen that it felt more like a tutorial build, and to be honest, I like my HUD to be really simple, like the one we have from the Dying Light 2. You know what I think? I think Techland did this on purpose because they wanted to decrease the difficulty and wanted the people playing this game to not struggle much during their playthrough. Because let's be honest, not everyone who played Dying Light 2 has played Dying Light enough to not struggle during their session. I don't know if that's really the case, but it feels like it. Also, everyone should know this. This current build that every content creator played was 1 month old. So every changes that has been made 1 month later, we don't know about it. So most likely the game has fixed many of the issues that we talked about today. And honestly, I really hope Techland adds an option to edit the HUD or at least give us an option to hide it. Next is the floatiness during parkour. Now, when you run fast during parkour, the floatiness is not visible. But when your character is slow, since it doesn't have a sprint button, the floatiness is quite visible because your character is running slow, and when you jump, your character looks weird because your character doesn't seem to have that much of momentum, but it still makes that jump, hence the moon gravity. Also, the current build we played in, Aiden was quite low level, so that's one reason why he was slow. So I hope Techland can perfect that and get rid of the floatiness. Now, let's get to the good stuff. The first thing that really stands out in the world of Dying Light 2 is the world of Dying Light 2 when compared to Dying Light. It is much more focused on parkour. The places, the structures, even the interior of the building have been designed for parkour. One of such places is the Bazaar, one of the main hub where you will meet many survivors and you will also get your first main quest from here. And the Bazaar is basically a church that has been taken over by survivors and it serves as the primary safe zone, and you can also call it a small city because it has farms, store, people gathering, shops, weaponsmith and more inside this whole Bazaar. Also, the world outside Bazaar is kinda different. The ground level represents death, and you will find biters, virals roaming on the ground. Now the rooftops are the places where you will see the life booming. The trees are grown on pretty much all the buildings, and you can sometimes spot survivors with a campfire talking and sharing some stories. Now a lot of people were confused on how this city actually gets electricity for the UV lights. Well, there are actually many ways that's possible. This time the windmills are near bases. That too is placed very high, so basically you need to climb the windmill, just simply switch a lever, just like you did with the antenna mission. Well, the power is on now. So basically there's also another way through the hydropower. That will be a completely different mission. Also, one of the earliest ability that you get in Dying Light 2 is the ability to dropkick over stunned humans and infected. Just hit your enemies to stun them and you can now perform a vault to dropkick another human or infected. This actually felt amazing. Also, another move that felt really satisfying is the Rain Death dropkick. I mean, honestly, I came up with this name because I don't know the name for it. Also, there is a Rain Death skill in the game, so I'm just naming it just like that. So basically, this skill, regardless of what height you jump from, lets you perform a safe landing by kicking the infected or human on the face. This skill is actually amazing. Another thing that was really impressive was the improved stealth in Dying Light 2. You can sneak behind enemies, both humans and infected, and take them down. So you have options on how you want to approach a situation. You want to do it the silent way, or if you want to do it my favorite way, which is like running like an idiot without knowing what to do. So basically it's like Hitman, Far Cry, or any other stealth game. game. Also, if you guys remember back in E3 2018, when we were told about the modern Dark Ages and how day is for humans and night is for zombies, right? Would you remember that thing? Well, now I know the smart move of Techland. So, Techland knows that a lot of people skipped nighttime in the first game and went out for loot and missions only during the day. People were scared to go out during night. People found it hard, so Techland this time played a smart move. Now, in order for you to get good loot, you will need to go inside quarantine zones or inside other buildings all during the night, because that's when the buildings are empty and with just few infected roaming around. Well, if you decide to skip the night and go inside a building during the day, well, it's a RIP for you. Because during the day, my friends, it's filled with different types of monsters. So your survival rate is lower during the day and higher during the night. Also, there will be side quests that can only be completed during night times. And also some special events like GRE Anomaly, where you will see the Revenant infected for the first time. It's like a mini boss fight. All this happens during the night time only. Well, smart Techland, and to be honest, I love this approach. Also, during the night, you won't encounter a volatile straight away. You basically need to reach a certain chase level, which is chase level 4. Once you reach that level, you'll be greeted by Papa Volatile himself. And well, you don't want him to meet you. During nighttime, you will come across many special infected, like Howler, Revenant, Volatile Spitter, Banshee, and in some cases even Goon, aka Goliath. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but this is what he's called now. Also, let's talk about a new feature, the immunity level. There's a circle with skull that you will see on the screen. It tells you about your immunity. Well, you can also see some timer on there that tells you how much time you have left before your immunity goes to 0. And well, after that, you'll die. Well, you don't die straight away, your health starts going down, and if you don't go in the light, you're dead. Also, the more you stay away from the light, the more it decreases. Also, there are certain areas like GRE facility that is filled with chemicals which will mess up with your breathing, and if you have issues breathing, well, don't worry, the game actually has inhalers for you, so you can pop them anytime you want. With the addition of inhalers, it also has a UV shroom that if consumed will increase your immunity, so you can find them growing everywhere in the city. Also, during the night, you will be chased by Banshee, who will in a rather funny way make her way to you by jumping over the zombies. I'm sorry, not zombies, infected. I found it really funny, but it can be really scary if she comes out a surprise, like in this case where my character got hit by a Banshee mid-air, which I'm sure will scare the crap out of anyone, especially when Papa Volatile is behind you. Now let's talk about the combat. The combat has been improved so much in this game. The AI are no longer the dumb AI we had in Dying Light. They are no longer the crazy robots who dodged and stopped pretty much all your melee attacks, but this time the combat actually is amazing and you will surely enjoy fighting a group of bandits. Imagine blocking a melee attack from a human and then stunning him, then doing a vault over him, and vault is later followed by a drop kick on another human. You can keep repeating that. The thing is, it's no longer your normal slice and dice. This time, not only enemy but you can also block the attacks too. The enemy will stumble even if they get hit by a flying human that you send towards them while doing a drop kick. Also, they can charge attack too. They have modified weapons too, so they can do some really serious damage to you. Honestly, I prefer drop kicking everyone because it feels really good. By the way, don't forget there are many combat moves we are yet to see, so I can only imagine what they actually have for us. Now let's talk about the parkour. This time we have doubled the number of parkour moves, and it's simply amazing. There are few animations of parkour that will bring a smile on your face and you're going to say wow for sure. New parkour animations feels amazing and old ones are refined. Of course the floatiness is there, but after a while you kind of forget about it and get used to it. There are certain buildings from which you can slide down and get a boost jump for a cool landing on the cars, or you can use a paraglider mid-air to reach further distance. Honestly, I feel like if there was a sprint button, then the floatiness can be solved in some cases. So Techland, you guys have done a great job with everything related to parkour. Even the surrounding area, the whole environment supports the parkour, and people who will play this game, well, you guys are going to have an amazing time doing parkour around the city. Now let's talk about the weapon upgrades. There are many weapons in Dying Light 2. The variety of weapons are in large numbers. Also, gold weapons are back. By the way, you can add 2 modifications to one weapon. You can add fire effect that will burn the infected or humans every time you hit them. This obviously was random in Dying Light 2, but here it's like a guaranteed burn. Also, when you add electric effect to a hammer, you can literally become Thor and use that weapon to electrocute the enemies. It really sends electric lines that electrocutes them and stuns them for a while. Next, you can add a freeze effect and freeze the infected or human with every hit. The animation is kind of weird, but I kind of like it. Also, another upgrade can be used to increase the durability of your weapon. By the way, I believe there's going to be more modifications that we don't know about yet, so we'll have to wait. Now let's talk about the choices and consequences. Now this is a big thing. This tagline has been used since day one to promote the game. And this was done with the crazy idea of modern Dark Ages. Dying Light 2 this time is more RPG focused, and you get to make so many, literally so many choices in this game. It can be a small choice or a big one that impacts the whole story and the area around it. When you do a mission, let's say clearing an area filled with infected or fixing up a windmill, well, you can decide who gets to keep it. That can be peacekeepers or survivors. Depending on who you give this place to, you unlock many new things like zip lines, traps, upgrades for your weapons or items, and many other things. Every faction offers different perks, so choose wisely because you might miss on something that you will later regret and you will have to play the game again in order to get that item. Now during the preview event, no one saw a big change with the choices they made because, well, it's a demo, so they won't spoil this huge thing, and they most likely kept this as a surprise for now. Now I'm gonna give my final thoughts on Dying Light 2. Now remember, this is an early build, so remember that while you listen to my thoughts. So Techland, I'm impressed. You guys have done exactly what you promised. You promised to optimize the game. Well, you actually did it. It runs smooth at 60 FPS without any lag or anything. There are some minor bugs, but that's an easy fix. The parkour feels great. The city being this big doesn't feel empty. You come across humans and infected quite often. The skyscrapers are huge. We actually have a paraglider that lets you go on top of these huge buildings. Now people didn't get to play with the grappling hook, but I'm sure that will be more fun. Seriously, you can do some crazy stunts and pull off some sexy rain that kills. The game looks beautiful, and I'm excited to see it with the RTX mode enabled, because without that too, it looks great. So imagine with the RTX on. The choices and consequences, well, they were great, and you guys kept your promise and did not cancel this feature like other developers have done with their game. The music, hey, that is amazing. It literally pumps you up, keeps you alert and going in every freaking situation. Oliver has done an amazing job with the music in this game. I can't wait to listen to more of his work. You will literally get lost in his music. Also, nighttime has that scary feel to it, something that I've missed after playing Dying Light 2 for over 6+ years. I can't wait. I literally cannot wait to do a fist fight with volatiles. I know I'm gonna regret that, but hey, I still want to. Now crafting resources has taken a shift too. You no longer need gauze and alcohol. Instead of that, it's actually honey plus chamomile. So honestly, in my eyes, Techland have redeemed themselves again after the 3 delays. See, I never doubted these guys and I had to trust in them even when the times were not good. 6+ years of playing their game and seeing how they interact with fans and do stuff for them. Well, I knew this game was going to turn out amazing as expected. Now there are still some few bugs Techland need to fix before this game becomes perfect, like the small bugs, an option to edit HUD, and maybe fix the floatiness a bit. So guys, Techland is dedicated and determined to do that, and I'm sure people are going to love this game as much as Dying Light when the game is finally released on Feb 4th, 2022. This is Best Gamer Ali. Thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe to our channel to show some support, as you can expect more Dying Light 2 videos daily on this channel. Also, it's getting dark, so quickly get into the safe zone, join our Discord server, and stay safe from Papa Volatile. Thank you.